So long, Snake.
Oh my lord, she's dead.
All the character deaths on The Simpsons. And there's more than you think. For an animated show where anything goes and the characters don't age, there's actually been a lot of death on The Simpsons. And no, I'm not counting the annual Treehouse of Horror Halloween episodes, because people die in those segments all the time, only to reappear 5 minutes later in a different segment. Now, for this video, I'm going to reveal every character that's passed on in the 36-year history of the series, and these deaths are considered canon, as in an actual factual part of The Simpsons history. So, let's begin our morbid journey into every character that has died on The Simpsons. And, to make it easy, we're going in order. Number 1. The first character to bite the bullet on the show was Beatrice Simmons, Grandpa's girlfriend from the old folks' home, who he knew as Bea. She appeared in the Season 2 episode Old Money and dies of a heart attack while Abe was on a forced outing with his family. Remember at the safari?
You may be missed the last precious moment of Bea's life. I'll never speak to you again. I have no time.
She was only in one episode, but she was important to Grandpa, so she's important to us. Number 2, Bleeding Gums Murphy. Lisa's saxophonist mentor passes away in the hospital in Season 6's Round Springfield. Poor Lisa is the only one who attends his funeral, but thanks to an unexpectedly kind gesture from Bart, Lisa's able to honor her idol's legacy by getting Springfield's radio station to play his album on the airwaves. Next on the list is Dr. Marvin Monroe. Now, the death of Marvin Monroe, Springfield's resident psychiatrist, has been confirmed during the 138th episode Spectacular. The audience was never told about the circumstances surrounding his death, but his grave was shown on the screen. But then the good doctor randomly shows up at Marge's book signing in the Season 15 episode Diatribe of a Mad Housewife, telling a shocked Marge that he'd simply been sick. So I guess he's alive? Well, not so fast, because in later episodes after that, like Flanders' Ladder and Homer's Adventures Through the Windshield, the character is once again shown to be dead. So I guess Marvin Monroe is dead. It's just we're not sure exactly when his passing occurred. Frank Grimes. Though the character of Frank Grimes, or Grimey as he liked to be called, only appeared in one episode, Season 8's Homer's Enemy, he felt like more than just a one-and-done character, and that's mainly a credit to the Simpsons writers, who gave Grimes, voiced by Hank Azaria, a fully fleshed-out backstory, which made the character instantly relatable. Frank Grimes died via electrocution while attempting to point out Homer's ineptitude, so you could argue that Homer drove Grimey to death. He's not the only person on this list where you could say that, but like Lenny says during Grimes' funeral, that's our Homer. Next on the list is Maude Flanders. Ned's devoted wife died in the Season 11 episode Alone Again Natra Diddly Idly. How? Well, Homer killed her.
Well, I guess no one else wants a t-shirt.
That's a damn lie and you know it. Give me a shirt.
You heard him, girls.
Hey, t-shirt, t-shirt, t-shirt.
Fire!
Ooh, a bobby pin.
Not really. She fell to her death after being hit with a t-shirt cannon. Homer ducked to get out of the way and it hit her. I always thought that was an odd way to go. Anyhow, behind the scenes, Maude Flanders was actually killed off because her voice actress, Maggie Roswell, demanded a pay increase, and the studio said no. However, Roswell returned 2 years later and continued voicing her other characters besides Moss, like Miss Hoover and Luann Van Houten. Next on the list is Snowball 2, the Simpsons family cat, who died after getting hit by Dr. Hibbert in a Season 15 episode. So, Lisa adopts Snowball 3 and 4, but those two cats, they die too. Finally, Snowball 5 arrives looking exactly like Snowball 2, and Lisa just decides to call him Snowball 2 and put the whole saga behind her. Amber Simpson. Now, this character first appeared in Season 10's Viva Ned Flanders. On a trip to Las Vegas with Ned, a drunken Homer Simpson drunkenly marries the gold-digging cocktail waitress, Amber. Well, the writers must have been struggling for ideas this week because 8 seasons later, it was revealed that Amber died of an overdose and the Simpsons actually attended her funeral. Mona Simpson. Homer's mother, Mona, voiced by Glenn Close, appeared in a handful of episodes over the years. But in the Season 19 episode, Mona Leaves Ya, Homer's fugitive ma can finally stop running, as she passes away quietly in her sleep while sitting in front of a warm fire. A fitting end for the woman who gave birth to a legend like Homer J. Simpson. Number 9 on this list is Fat Tony D'Amico. The death of the mob boss Fat Tony is another example of the Simpsons writers simply running out of ideas after 20 plus years on the air. His death came in the episode Donnie Fatso during season 22. Fittingly, the mob leader died of an apparent heart attack. But then things got weird. You see, Fat Tony was quickly replaced by his cousin, Fit Tony, who was a lot slimmer and in shape. But eventually, he plumped up to be identical to his late cousin and virtually indistinguishable from Fat Tony. They even begin calling him Fat Tony, and of course, actor Joe Mantegna voices both characters. Here's one I didn't know about until I researched it for this video. Alice Glick, simply known as Miss Glick, the longtime supporting character who once hired Bart to do yard work way back in the season 2 episode 3 Men in a Comic Book. Well, she passed away in somewhat of a horrific fashion. You see, she was mauled to death by a baby seal robot brought to the old folks' home by Bart and Martin to cheer up the residents. One goes haywire and attacks Miss Glick. That brings us to Edna Krabappel. Now, this is probably the most tragic death on the list, mainly due to the reasons behind it. Bart's longtime elementary school teacher was retired from the show following the real-life death of voice actor Marsha Wallace on October 25, 2013. While there was no specific cause of the character death, and her passing took place off-screen, the loss of the beloved Edna Krabappel was certainly acknowledged, first being recognized in the opening credits chalkboard sequence of the season 25 episode 4 Regrettings and a Funeral, in which Bart writes, quote, "We really miss you, Miss K." Also, Ned Flanders, who married Edna back in season 23, well, he wore a black armband to commemorate Edna in the season 25 episode, The Man Who Grew Too Much. And then there's this touching scene.
Sure do miss that laugh.
I miss her too.
12 on this list of Simpson character deaths is the Rabbi Krustofski. Krusty the Clown's father passed away in the season 26 episode Clown in the Dumps, right as he was about to answer Krusty's question about whether or not the good rabbi found his clown son to be funny. Spoiler, he did. Finally, there's Larry the Barfly. This character is well known to Simpsons fans because he's been sitting in Moe's Tavern, sipping the suds, since season 1. Fittingly, that's where he passed away, quietly while sitting at the bar next to his friends in the season 35 episode Cremains of the Day. So, Simpsons fans, were you aware of all these deaths on the show? Which character death hit you the hardest? Oh, and also, is there anyone I'm forgetting? I don't think so. Leave your comments below and follow for more nostalgic TV and movie content.